Hey YouTube, welcome back to Homegrown Outdoors, where we review American-made outdoor gear. Today we are appropriately in hunting season and looking at a part of the Benchmade Hunt series. This is, I'll show you on the box, the 15004 Saddle Mountain Skinner, and this is the version with the gut hook. This is part of the Hunt series that was sort of revamped for 2020. So they've had the Saddle Mountain Skinner around for a while. This one has been updated a little bit. I think some of the jimping up top here is a bit different. Maybe a little bit of the geometry of the blade. I don't think dramatically different from previous models, but I'm going to look at the new version here today. I've had the knife for a few months, and I was inclined to do a review on it when I first got it because I got one of the early ones, but I wanted to get some real world experience with it. So I've done that now, and I feel like I can do a little bit more honest job talking about it. Buddy of mine got a 7-pointer last week. So I helped to skin and quarter that one, and then I got an 8-pointer last week, so I gutted, skun, quartered, and did some of the processing with this knife on that one. So I feel like I can give you a pretty honest review. So just looking at the some of the specifications on the knife to get started, blade length is 4.2 inches. Blade thickness is 0.12. Total length 8.7 inches, so just a little shy of 9 inches there. As you can see, it is a full tang knife, the steel going all the way down through the grip there. The grip, they call it stabilized wood. I think I remember I've seen that advertised as diamond wood is sort of their trade name for it, although I don't see that in the literature specific to this one. You can see you do have a lanyard loop or hole there in the back, and obviously this one does have the gut hook on top. Weight on this guy, let's see here. Benchmade says 4.3 ounces. That is pretty close. 4.23. The leather sheath, which I think is very good looking, comes in just at about 3 ounces there as well. So those are the sort of the dimensions on that knife. This one is S30V, which I'll try to show you there. Good blade steel, pretty good all-around blade steel for a hunting knife. Overall impressions of the knife so far are real positive. I'm not normally a fixed blade guy. I wanted to get a fixed blade for hunting season because with folders, I always feel like cleanup is a little bit of a mess. You know, if you close the knife, you've got stuff that's sort of gotten down between the scales, and you're either trying to scrub stuff out or take the knife apart or whatever, and it's just kind of a mess. So I've been wanting to entertain a fixed blade for hunting purposes for some time, and I've never had a gut hook before, and I could never make up my mind as to whether or not. I don't know that there's a whole lot of trade-off there. I mean, aside from, I think there is some jimping in that part of the blade on the version that doesn't have the gut hook, but that's all you're really giving away. But I just, again, never having had one, I wasn't sure if that was really something that I'd be sort of happy with or not. So anyhow, this is sort of my first shot at a hunting fixed blade and a gut hook. Overall, I've been very pleased with it so far. The knife, like everything I've gotten from Benchmade, sharp, still sharp again after gutting, skinning, and quartering a couple of deer. It's nowhere near needing getting to resharpen. The gut hook is also very sharp. I did use it to gut my 8-pointer, you know, just like a zipper, just like what you've seen or would imagine out of the gut hook. I also used it to skin out the front leg, sort of from under the shoulder down the front leg on both of those deer, and it worked great there as well. So really sharp on the gut hook. I had it hook a glove that I was wearing, and I was afraid I had cut myself, but I actually just sort of hooked the top of the gut hook there. I like the gut hook. I mean, I'm definitely keeping the knife. I mean, you know, this is pretty much hunting specific for me, but it fits the purpose well. I like the geometry of the blade. You know, sort of a good shape, good size, particularly for skinning. I mean, the guy that I was actually helping out with the 7-pointer has been hunting for 50 years. And asked me what knife I had in my hand within the first 2 minutes we were getting started. He was real impressed with the sharpness and just sort of the overall shape. Good weight, that being full tang, I think it sort of gives it some good weight and balance and rigidity there. So overall, real happy with the knife. I don't have any great size comparison for you, to be honest. That's a Benchmade North Fork. Like I said, I'm not normally a big fixed blade guy, but there's the North Fork folder sort of side by side there, just to give you a little bit of a comparison. But good size, wearing it on my belt. In my hunting gear, it's not at all obtrusive. The difference you see there, I'll be honest with you, I've washed this thing a couple of times because it was a bloody mess, and I feel like I may have lightened the wood up there a little bit. It's not warped or damaged or anything like that. I think it just sort of knocked a little bit of the sheen off of that. And maybe that is a different stabilized wood that they're using, because that diamond wood is what they advertise with the North Fork folder. So maybe that is a bit of a different stabilized wood product. I think they're both great looking though. So happy there. The sheath, I think, is beautiful. I got this one in part because of the leather sheath. I like leather. I like the look of it. I like the feel of it. I felt like, sort of a traditional knife like this and a Kydex sheath was just, a little bit sacrilegious, honestly. So I got it specifically for the leather. I'm mostly happy about that. I'm going to show you, and, again, pretty good looking stitching. I mean, everything on there I think is made to last. The one thing I'll show you that I was disappointed about is that cut right there. So that is very likely my fault. This thing goes in the sheath that way, obviously, with the gut hook oriented the right way. So you'll see if you take this thing out sort of recklessly, right there's where that blade ends up. So I'm virtually sure that's what happened, that it managed to sort of cut the loop on the sheath there. I'm talking about within the first 5 times I had touched the knife, I realized that. So I was pretty bummed about that. And you guys, those of you who have had more fixed blade knives, have more experience with sheaths, you're welcome to chime in here and telling me, and you can tell me that I'm just an idiot, which I'm already aware of, and that's on me. I emailed Benchmade about it and sent them some pictures and said, hey, if this is just me being an idiot, say so, but is this sort of your expectation, or should that be able to hold up a bit better there? They didn't respond. I actually emailed them again. They didn't respond again. Honestly, not super pleased about that. I've never had any experience with Benchmade's customer service. I've not heard anything particularly negative. And again, I wouldn't necessarily say that, I'm really not trying to come down too hard on them, but just not responding, I don't really appreciate from a customer service standpoint. Tell me, sorry about your luck. See you next time if you want, but at least respond. But all that being said, I'm still happy with the thing. I like the knife a lot. The knife, is what I bought it for primarily. I am gonna fix that either with some crazy glue or something that's sort of leather specific. And I think the sheath may still very well last me my entire natural life, even with that nick in it. I was really just more disappointed to have done that right out of the gate. So overall impressions, real happy with the knife. I think for a hunting specific knife, gutting, skinning, quartering, some general processing, this thing is a great knife to have in the kit. Not too heavy. Again, when you're wearing all your hunting gear, you really don't notice the sheath and knife on your belt. But at the same time, it does have good weight and balance, good blade shape, a little bit of jimping there on top for some more detail work. I'm a fan of the gut hook. I'm glad that I got that version of it. So if you're interested in the knife, I think they're actually out of stock in most places. It is November of 2020, so sort of right in the middle of hunting season for a lot of the country. I think 150 to 160 bucks is about where this thing had been landing. But I think it's certainly a contender. And again, American-made knife, good American company out of Benchmade. So overall, I'm happy with them. If they want to give me a shot back on this customer service issue with the sheath, I'd be happy to talk to them about that. But by and large, I like the knife a lot. I hope the review has been helpful. I will see you next time. Take care.